Alright, good gang, you and I need to sit down and have a chat about your recent Google search history. I see you! I'm a dietitian and today we'll be breaking down the top 10 most asked nutrition questions on Google. Let's get into it. The first one is how to lose belly fat fast. Of course, people are asking that. So when we say belly fat, we are referring to the fat around our waist, our abdominal compartment. And other than aesthetics purposes, the waist circumference is actually a really good indicator of someone's risk to certain diseases such as type 2 diabetes or heart diseases. So it makes sense that people want to lose that area of fat. So how do you lose it and how do you lose it fast? I'm sure everyone has seen those videos where people do 30-day shredded ab exercises or hula hoop exercises where they convince you that if you do hula hoops for every day for 30 days consecutively, you will lose this part of body fat. And unfortunately, that is just not true. There is no such thing as targeted fat reduction. All you gotta do is lose weight as a whole and naturally you'll slim down on your waist as well. So what can you do to help? Prioritizing protein and fiber in your diet, strength training 3 to 4 times a week, and also getting more steps in walking is so underrated for fat loss. Moving on, what does a caloric deficit mean? Caloric deficit basically means less calories in than calories out. So it just means that you're eating less than you're burning off. And logically it makes sense. If you're eating less, burning more, then you lose weight. And to calculate your caloric deficit, you'll first need to know your total daily energy expenditure, and you can actually find that on a lot of online calculators. Just plug your age, weight in, activity level, and it should generate a rough number for you. And if you're trying to lose weight and go in a caloric deficit, the general rule of thumb is to minus 500 calories per day. By theory, you should be losing around half a kilo per week based on that number. But these numbers are just estimates. You would have to track your progress, monitor it, and adjust accordingly. So a caloric deficit just means eating less than you burn. Next question is, what are macronutrients? Macronutrients are the building blocks of our diet. When you look at your meal, it shouldn't be hard to identify the different macros in it. They are your carbs, protein, and fats. Carbs are your bread, pasta, rice, protein, chicken, fish, tofu, meat, and your fats, which are your olive oil, butter, and avocado. A common misconception is probably that fiber is a macronutrient, but fiber actually falls under carbs. And it's interesting because it's unlike sugars or starches, so our body can't actually digest most of it and it just kind of moves along through our digestive tract, which is also why it helps us poop. So what are macronutrients? Carbs, protein, fats. What are the best foods for weight loss? Now, everyone always wants to find that one food to help them lose weight, but there is no such miracle food, but I do have some tips for you. First of all, prioritizing protein. Having at least 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per body weight will help you stay fuller for longer, and it's more satiating than carbs and fat. So you don't feel as peckish, and as a whole, you'll just eat less overall in a day. Second tip would be eat more fiber. Fiber adds more bulk to the meal, adding more veggies in. It's just a larger volume of food with lower calories that make you feel like you're eating a lot when you're not actually eating that many calories. And it's kind of like a mind game, but it works. The little trick I like to do when I snack on potato chips is I just know if I open a bag of chips, I will just go for it. It's so addicting, it's so hard to stop. I know you've been there. So I like to chop up some carrot sticks or cucumber sticks and pair it with my potato chips, and that way I snack way less on potato chips because I'm too busy chewing and crunching on the carrots and cucumber. Trust me, try it. You will thank me. Another tip that I feel like many people abuse, but it could be helpful for some people, is caffeine. Now, I'm not a fan of replacing breakfast with coffee, but caffeine can still be used as a tool to help prevent that little bit of hunger, especially when you're in a caloric deficit. So what are the best foods for weight loss? I'd say protein and fiber. How much fat should I eat? This is an interesting one. I didn't know people would ask this. Generally, fat is recommended to make up 20 to 35% of our total energy intake. And I know you're thinking now, what the heck does that mean? So if you're eating a 2,000 calorie diet, converts to about 45 to 78 grams of fat per day. In my opinion, the type of fat matters more. You want to focus on polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats. And these are your fatty fish, nuts and seeds, what else? Avocado, flax seeds, etc. So try to cut down on processed foods and eat more healthy fats. How many eggs can I eat a day? You have no idea how many times I get asked this question by random people. There used to be this myth where people would say you can't have more than 2 eggs a day. The theory behind it is that egg yolk is high in cholesterol and they thought dietary cholesterol would convert to blood cholesterol and raise your cholesterol levels, which we don't want. But since then, research has shown that cholesterol in food doesn't actually translate to cholesterol in our blood. In fact, the cholesterol in our blood is actually produced in our liver. What affects our blood cholesterol levels more are actually saturated fats and trans fats. What are these? These are your animal fats and your fats from your processed foods. So, the big question, how many eggs can you eat a day? Till now, there's actually no set rule on how many eggs you can eat a day, but obviously we want to live by everything in moderation. So rather than thinking about how many eggs you can have a day, focus on eating a variety of foods and a variety of protein and mix it up throughout your day. Is breakfast the most important meal of the day? This is a controversial one. It depends. Well, I think it's a mealtime opportunity to get more nutrients in our bodies, and it's the first thing we eat in the morning, so it boosts our energy levels and restore our glycogen stores that depletes overnight when we sleep. Some research has shown that skipping breakfast can help you lose weight. Logically speaking, if you shorten your eating window, you'll end up eating less, and caloric deficit equals weight loss. However, a larger scale study involving more than 46,000 women demonstrated that eating breakfast for women actually helps regulate the circadian rhythm and help with weight management. This plays into the fact that male and female hormones are very different, so different habits may impact them differently. Well, personally, breakfast is very important to me. It helps me hit my protein goals, it helps boost my mood in the morning, it helps me be more productive, and I think the most important part is eating a well-balanced breakfast with carbs, protein, and healthy fats. I can't stress this enough. Balance, balance, balance. So, is breakfast the most important meal of the day? It depends. I'd recommend it, but balance is key. Number 8, can I lose weight without exercise? Yes, but it'd be difficult to keep it off. This is because when you exercise, specifically lifting weights, you are increasing your muscle mass, which helps increase your basal metabolic rate, and in turn, you get to eat more without gaining weight. So sorry, there is no cheat code. Exercise and nutrition go hand in hand for best results. So, can I lose weight without exercise? Yes, you can, but it'd be hard to keep it off. Which is better, fresh or frozen vegetable? Well, they're both good. Frozen veggies often get a bad rep because people think it's the processed form of veggies. But frozen veggies tend to be flash frozen when they're at peak ripeness, so they actually lock in the nutrition content of the vegetables. For people who are busy and have no time to go to the shops all the time, they can actually stock up their freezer with a bunch of frozen veg, just chuck it in any meal, super versatile, and it has a longer shelf life. I have heard that some people dislike the texture of frozen veggies, so if you're that person, maybe just go for fresh veg. Up to you. So which is better, frozen or fresh? They're both good, just eat your veg. How do I boost my immune system? This is funny because I'm sure a sick person Googled this desperate to try to get better. I've been there. Now, to boost your immune system, basically we just want to be healthy, right? So let's go back to the basics. Eating a balanced diet, aiming for 2 serves of fruits and 5 serves of veggies a day per Australian government. And it's important to always switch it up and eat a variety of different kinds of foods. Other than that, sleeping enough, drinking enough water, and moving your body, strengthen yourself. These are the basics. You can't stray far from the basics. And if you're already sick, I've seen people just chug vitamin C at this point, and while it can't prevent your sickness, it can help speed up recovery, so it's worth a shot. If you're looking for a good source of vitamin C, 1 gold kiwi can actually help you hit your daily requirements of vitamin C. How good. So, how do I boost immune system? Eat well, sleep more, move more. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these answered your burning questions, and I'll see you in the next one.